Hey everybody, it's Greg again. It's another edition of Unbreakable podcast. It is Friday, March the 20th, the first day of spring. Listen, this song always reminds me of spring. Minnie Riperton. She was like a one-hit wonder. This song came out in 1974, went to number one. Great singer. Got a Rolling Stone magazine. No, listen to this. No, 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 no. La 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 la. Do 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 do. Rolling Stone magazine, the 200 greatest singers of all time, ranked her 65. That's not bad. That's not bad when you consider 200. You know, I gotta put my glasses on because I'm old. I can't say. Minnie Riperton, God bless her. She had a 5 octave voice. Octave, not octave. She's not an engine. 5 octaves. And she was a backup singer for Stevie Wonder for a lot of years. Remember a lot of those albums Stevie Wonder had in the early 70s? All those great albums. Uh, Talking Book, Songs in the Key of Life. Minnie Riperton was one of his backup singers. Unfortunately, she died from cancer. Listen to that. Breast cancer. She actually made the revelation on the Tonight Show. She was on the Tonight Show around 1974. She with Johnny Carson, the great Johnny Carson, and she said, "Well, I was just diagnosed with breast cancer, going to be undergoing treatment, blah blah blah." So she made it sound like, "Yeah, I'll be all right." Here, in reality, the doctors had told her that her breast cancer had spread. It's metastasized to her bones, and she was had 6 months to live. 6 months. But what happened was she didn't die until 78. But she outlasted what even the doctors knew. In fact, she went on to record. She toured even when she was sick. I mean, nothing could stop this. Whew. It's so sad. What a voice. What a voice. Getting repetitive. But she was one of these one-hit wonders that we had, you know? Which was kind of went with Stevie Wonder. But anyway, God bless Minnie Riperton. Whenever spring comes rolling around, and it usually comes, what, once a year maybe? Uh, I always think of Minnie Riperton. Yes, it is spring. Oh my God, we got through another winter, guys. We got through another winter. Now here we are, starting springtime. The flowers are coming out. The forsythia, the tulips, the lilacs, everything's, the daisies popping out the ground. So then, here in Pennsylvania, uh, we're getting warmer this weekend. Perfect intro to spring. 70s. Oh, God, it's going to be cool. Of course, we're going to go back into the 40s this week. And we won't worry about that. Anyway, hey, speaking of spring, did you hear what happened yesterday? Every March 19th, St. Joseph's feast day, by the way, the Swallows returned to Capistry. And they did. They had returned yesterday. And you heard it. It's a tradition. It's been going on for like 200 years. These little birds, these little swallows, come back from Argentina. It's a 6,000-mile journey that they go on to come back, and they always around the 19th. All right, if they're not here on the 19th, we'll cut them some slack. Maybe they stopped off to have a bite to eat. So movies. But they're back, and they always go back about 500 birds. And they there's this old mission in San Capistrano, California, old mission, with the bells, and they settle into these like nooks and crannies, almost like the Thomas's English muffin of the mission. And that's they come back up to breed in the spring, summertime months. And because they like the darkness, the shadows, and the mud, and the dirt, and so it's all like me. So they're back, and they're having a big celebration again in San Juan Capistrano, California. The parade, um, church, mass, and it's, but the environment is cut into it. Industry, building up. I guess, because the church is right there, there's only so far they can go. But it's sort of like, it's not like it used to. Now, it's sort of edges. Well, but that's one thing we can count on every year. Like the groundhog comes out once a year to see his shadow or not see his shadow. The swallows coming back to tapestry. I love it. I love it. So, they're back. You know what? Easter. Okay, I heard about this today. Easter is coming up in 2 weeks. Believe it or not, huh? Seems like we were just Christmas was just here. Yeah? And Easter's back. So, I heard on the radio today, and I had to look it up to believe it for myself so I could tell you. Costco, that great Costco. I love Costco because they give you a lot of stuff, everything. Like you buy in bulk at Costco. You want to buy like a head of lettuce? No, you don't. You can't just buy a head. You have to buy 72 lettuce, something crazy. But anyway, Costco is selling a 10-pound chocolate Easter bun for $153. I knew the price of cocoa and chocolate was going up, but $153 at Costco. It's a 2-foot high buddy, 10 pounds. It's like over 22,000 calories. And I got to read this to you because there's instructions how to eat the bunny. Okay, now, and this is really funny because the bunny is so big that you need instructions. So here it is. To eat Costco's 10-pound chocolate Easter bunny, the packaging recommends either smashing the figure with a blunt tool or slicing it with a warmed knife. For the smashing method, you should wrap the bunny in a towel and use a hammer, mallet, or rolling pin to deliver a single bowl whack. If you prefer to slice the chocolate, you should use a warm, dry, serrated bread knife to cut gently through the rabbit's ears or feet first. Given that the bunny, named Pete the Bunny, contains approximately 22,650 calories and 151 servings, it is intended to be shared or saved for multiple uses. No, I'm going to eat it myself like a pig, all in one set. 10 pounds of freaking chocolate, huh? Huh? Did they really need to put that on the label there? Don't eat it all yourself. First of all, you might get sick. Second of all, you're probably going to have to go to the dentist like the day after. Third, your face is going to all break out. That's what's going to happen. So anyway, but I can't imagine that. You're there whacking the damn bunny with a mallet. I can't pick this damn thing. And when I eat Easter bunny, I like chop off the ears first, but biting all of them off. So that's what I always go for, the ears. Do you go for the ears? I bet you do. So so there you go. Good old Costco, 153. If you have like $153 just laying around the house, like, like we don't have to buy regular food nowadays or gas. We just have $153 laying around the house. And what should I do with it? Well, no, I'm not going to invest in the stock market. I'm not going to put it in the bank. I'm going to buy a 10-pound freaking Easter bunny chocolate thing. Yeah. So, happy Easter. And the way they build it up was why won't it make a big surprise for the kiddies on Easter morning? Wow. Yeah, you get them all like a sugar rush, they're all running around the house. And, like I said, you take them to the dentist. They rotted their teeth out. One serving of chocolate. Oh, my. Hey, I gotta tell you, just the other day, I went back to my old alma mater, Westchester University. Oh, what a great place. And I had a fun time visiting a group of social work students. The faculty were all nice. It was just a great time. It brought back a lot of fond memories. And, but, two things. It reminded me how old I am. Because you've been following me on the show for a long time. You know that I'm 134 years old. I look good. Yeah, I don't look a day over 113, but I'm pretty well up there. So, two things. So we turned off at 2:02, to get to the campus. And I took that ride every day. Me and my friend carpool together. I took that ride every day. But I thought I knew it, go riding back and forth like the back of my hand. Well, don't, because it's been like 10 years since I've been back on campus, but of course I've been back in school. And so we turned off at 2:02, and I said to Holly, where am I? What the hell am I? Where am I? What country is this? What city? Because I didn't know anything. Everything was so built up, office buildings, new buildings on campus. It was like I was in the days. See, the only thing I really knew back then was the pizza place. They had a pizza place. It wasn't Domino's. Pizza Hut. That's Pizza Hut. It's right off the main drag where campus is. And we used to go there from time to time. Like if we had a really good test score that got an A, we'd spare no expense, and we would go and treat ourselves to pizza. Well, pizza I know. This other stuff I don't know. So I was like, well, either they have changed the environment here in the landscape, or it's age. Because I don't know how to shit. Where am I? And and we both kind of decided it's probably age. Yeah, probably. So then I get in. I am at the chair, the leader of the social work department now, and he's only a young guy. He's only like 43 years old. And so I meet this guy, nice guy. They're all nice. And he found out when I graduated back in 1988. And he came up to me and he whispered in my ear. He said, I was only 3 years old when we graduated. Now, does that make you feel old or what? There's this guy, he's the head of the department now, and he's telling me when I graduated from that school, he was only a toddler. Oh my God. Well, anyway, you had to. You had to. But it was a great trip. I had a lot of fun. And kudos. Hello, everybody out there in Westchester. Thanks for having me. I'm looking forward to coming back again. I can't believe it's less than a week until the Philly season starts, until baseball season starts. Can you believe it? Yeah, we got a little taste of it with that World Baseball Classic, which the USA, they played like the Phillies in the World Series. They choked. they lost. I never thought the USA was going to lose that. Venezuela, they just played better, but other than my man Bryce Harper, who got like the only good thing in the game, he had a home run, and he didn't tie it. But it was just a little disappointing there. But hey, what are you gonna do? It got you in the mood for baseball, and it was very exciting. And like I said, some people were saying, "Oh, we should have a baseball classic every year." No, 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 no. If you have it every year, it's not going to be as special. It's not going to be as unique or as exciting. You would soon get bored with it. I'll say, "Oh no, not another baseball classic." No, damn. Plus, it cuts into the spring training time. Like Bryce Harper, Kyle Schwarber, some of those other guys who were Christopher Sanchez, Aaron Nola, they're all just getting back to camp. And before you know it, the Phillies will be heading north again early next week because they start the season next Thursday afternoon at home against those Texas Rangers. Yeah. So Baseball Classic is good where it's at right now. Every 3 years or so, we got the Baseball Classic. That's cool. It kind of is something different, But you don't want to over, So, so now that the weather is getting warmer, it's 55 degrees out right now here. I can't wait for baseball to get started. I just can't wait. Hopefully my Phillies get off to a good start this year. And we'll see what happens. Will they make the World Series? Yeah, I don't know. You gotta believe, as they say. You got to believe. So I'm going to say, yes, they're going to make the World Series. Are they going to choke again? No, 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 I can't say that. Yeah. They're going to be okay. They're going to be world champs. Yeah, right. Hey, a lot of good stuff coming up, a lot of good stuff. Now, next month, there's a big event. There's a place near me called the Collegeville Italian Bakery. And anyone who lives in this area knows that it's like the best place to eat. You can get any kind of Italian food. You can get your ravioli. Today, by the way, today is ravioli day. So you may want to check them out. Go over and have a little ravioli there, maybe a little Lido with it, a nice tossed salad to throw in there. And hey, have yourself a good time. You could cook pizza, hoagies. April 18th. It's a Saturday, so you have to take off work for me. You just show up between 12 and 3, come and say hello to me, and I'll give you one of these little cards that has the name of my book on it and a QR code in case you want to scan that. You could get either the ebook or now the audio book is out, which is great. I say that because I didn't narrate it. A guy did who has this golden voice, like John Facenda in NFL films. Well, Walter Payton is going down. He scores a touchdown. No. That's who did. So, either way. So a good time will be had by all. And then while you're there, you can stop in and pick yourself up a hoagie. You can even eat it there, or you can take it home. Right? So there you go. It's a win-win situation for everybody. And so that's Saturday, April 18th. And it's coming up soon. So while you're at it, stop on over to Amazon, Barnes & Noble, anywhere where fine books are sold. And you can pick up a copy of my memoir, Stronger Than Bone. And I talk about what it was like growing up as a person with a disability, a person with brittle bones. They tend to be like, they tell me I'm like one of the oldest people in the world with type 3 OI, which is cool. I'm still here. I'm still kicking, right? And I think it's a good story. So if you want a good feel-good story, one with compassion and hope, uplifting, fun, it's funny to pick it up. God knows we need a feel-good story. these things, don't we? Huh? So think about it. By the way, you're going to see I have a, I guess you call it a platform, whatever, an account on TikTok now. And I got to get used to going on there. But there's students at Westchester who are helping me market the book. And, they're much younger people, much more savvy when it comes to uh, social media than an old fart like me. I don't know. I can just about turn this on and Zoom and YouTube and record this thing, And I've been doing this for what, 3-4 years. Anyway, so just a couple of students are helping me out, which I greatly appreciate. And so now I'm on TikTok. And we did a video when I was at Westchester the other day. We actually did a video that may be running on TikTok now. And it's pretty funny. So you'll have to check it out. So Daddy is expanding, I'm all over the place. I'm all over the place now. Instagram, TikTok, X, Blue Sky, But that's the way it is, That's technology. That's the way modern marketing is. It's social media is such a key. If you don't get on social media to sell your product or whatever, you're lost. So hopefully you'll get a chance to check it strongly. All right, well, I guess that's it, huh? I'm going to go out and enjoy this nice weather. I need some sun. Just look at me. I look like a beached whale or something. I gotta go out and get some sunlight, some of that vitamin D on me. It's good for the bones. You know what? They used to tell me that when I was a kid. The doctors would say, get yourself outside, get your little ass outside, get some sunshine, and it's good for the bones. So I did. I used to do that. I would still break bones left and right anyway. But that was my fate in life. And hey, like I said, I'm still here kicking. 87 years old and I'm 69. Can you believe that? 69. All these young kids in Westchester. I tell you what, before I leave, our world, if any representation of these youngsters who I got to visit at Westchester the other day, we're in good hands, my friends, good hands, because I met a lot of intelligent, caring, compassionate young people there who are all future social workers. And who knows which avenue of social work they'll end up choosing, but it doesn't matter. We're in good hands if these are the young people, the next generation. So it was my pleasure to be there and pass it forward, whatever I know, which isn't much, to the next generation. And who knows, maybe 30 years from now, they'll be on the other side of the table talking to the next generation, right? That's life. That's the way it goes. All right, everybody. Peace and love. Have a great weekend. Get outside and get some sunshine and enjoy spring. Welcome spring. Oh, I can't believe it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I have many friends in Australia, down under. But knowing that they're going into winter time and we're just coming out of it, and we feel sorry for them. Well, they'll have their day. We have our day too. So, all right, I know I'm rambling. Bye bye.